All right. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Day 3 from our Vegas trip is now in the books. We are now beginning day 4. One thing we forgot to mention from our previous video was we did the hydro massage thing, which is basically you're under a tarp and somebody's spraying you with a pressure washer.
It's like a human car wash, but with a tarp.
It's actually not bad. It's actually pretty relaxing. It's kind of nice. I thought it looked kind of silly when they showed it, and I thought, well, we'll give that a shot. It's one of those oxygen bar kind of things. So we didn't do the oxygen thing though, because that just seemed it didn't really.
That does not interest me in any way.
We did get, I guess there was a couple's discount that we got like $10 off or something, so it was like $5 off each. But at any rate, that was kind of fun. And then yesterday, so we have these apps on our phone through My Vegas. My Vegas is the
through MGM.
Through MGM. We have our MGM cards. We have our MGM memberships. That's why we stay in MGM hotels. And we've been building up points for 4 years now.
Forever.
This is our first trip to Vegas in 3 years, so we've been building up a lot of points. We parlayed those points. We didn't have to spend to get a free play in the casino. And so the way that the free play works is simple. You put into onto your card the amount of money that you've earned. In our case, it was $150 each. So that's free play. You are wagering nothing. So every time you spin, the worst you get is you even out, but your free play keeps dropping. So your free play drops with every spin. At the end of it, I came out with almost exactly $100. I did not continue spinning once the free play was done. She's almost done with her free.
I still have
free play.
50 something.
She's got $55.
No, I have 57 in free play.
Yeah.
But I won $55.
I had one spin where it won me $20, and that helped to really bring me up. I think I had a couple of big spins. But yeah, so that's the thing. And once the free play is gone, that's when it starts eating into your money. So that's there with the idea that you can go, oh, hey, look, I'm winning.
I'm doing really good.
And then you keep spinning, and then where'd my money go?
Until you do the math, and you're like, okay, Shannon won $100, but he had 150 free play, so he actually would have lost $50.
Yeah.
So if you think about it that way.
So I cashed out.
That was still really fun, though. So
I cashed
$0.
out. She cashed out at 55, but you haven't completely cashed out. You still have the voucher. And she still got more free play left, so we can use that up today. And then, we did a lot of wandering around. We got food from the Earl of Sandwich. Not a huge fan. I prefer Subway. And it was more expensive than Subway. So it was some money. And the funny thing is, I looked at it, I'm like, well, British flag everywhere. It's my kind of food.
Shop.
Nope. So yeah, I do prefer Subway. I even got their meatball sandwich, which of course I love the meatball marinara from Subway. And no, I will have a meatball marinara from Subway when we get home, because that's a good sandwich. You can have that on Italian and cheese there, Italian herb and cheese.
That herb, yeah.
That bread's fantastic, and in this one you can only pick from white or whole wheat, and I went with white because and it was so there was that. What else did we do yesterday before Rouge? A lot of shopping.
We walked down.
We walked to Excalibur.
That was fun.
So if you want to do shopping on the
Excalibur.
Strip, the further in that direction,
I really like it.
The further south you go, in general,
towards the airport,
the cheaper your stores are going to get. Once you get up towards the northern end, once you get with Caesars, with
then
Aria,
you get the really fancy
and
shops.
it is some expensive stuff. And in some cases, I think it's some of the same stuff in their stores.
It sure looks like it,
but it's got a higher price tag because it's more of a highfalutin kind of place.
There's a lot of pricey stores here that we don't even feel right walking into.
We have walked through the crystals at Aria many times. We have never walked into a store. Closest we get is walking into that Barbie exhibit thing. We do need to get a Barbie.
Yeah.
Cannot forget to get a Barbie for Adelaide before we go home. But yeah, we got Adelaide a bunch of bath stuff and sparkly stuff, and she'll be really excited to get
the
that.
Excalibur
And it was
has
cheap.
some really fun
It was
shops.
cheap. So if you like, if you want to have sort of the Vegas blingy kind of stuff, you can go there and get that. New York has some cheap shops as well.
They have a fun
We were in the
Vegas
Hershey store. We were in the Hershey store. I got limited edition strawberry chocolate Kit Kats, as well as the blueberry muffin Kit Kats. I haven't tried the blueberry muffin one yet. I'm kind of nervous about that one, as to that might taste like hot garbage, but we'll see.
I frequently don't like blueberry flavored candy.
Blueberry is really hitting.
Blueberry scented like lotions and stuff. A lot of times I don't like.
So since we're walking, like we walked 13K yesterday and 16K the day before, I'm not concerned with the fact I've got Chips Ahoy Reese's here, because I'm fine. And I really, considering I got these 3 days ago, I'm not powering through them either. So, because when you don't eat very much, food gets really heavy really fast. But yeah, so, and then we watched Rouge last night, which was it's an amazing show. Now, first off, if you're at all prudish,
don't go.
Don't see this show. Rouge is, they call it the sexiest show in Vegas. I don't know how you measure sexy, but at the very least...
What's the scale of sexiness?
At the very least... so we went and we saw Fantasy 2 times ago that we were here. I think it was not the last trip.
Yeah.
I think it was the trip before. No, it might have been the last trip.
It was the second trip that no, it was not.
You don't think it was the last trip?
No.
Okay.
That was the second trip to Vegas that we went to Fantasy.
So we've seen Fantasy and now we've seen Rouge. And I know Fantasy wins like the sexiest review every year. They have a vote on it.
I would highly disagree.
Rouge. Now, Rouge just started in April, so this coming year will be the first time that they're up in direct competition. Rouge knocked it out of the park. Fantasy's a fun show. It's a cheaper show than Rouge. Rouge is at the Strat, which is kind of a pain to get to, but it is well worth the money. It is well worth all of it. It is a fun little show. It is. If you don't want to see two dudes making out, it may not be the kind of show for you, because
they don't actually.
They got kind of close though.
But they don't actually make out.
They got kind of close though. It's close enough that you could see a couple of guys in the audience kind of.
But they don't. There's not actual kissing even.
There is between some of the guys and girls in the cast.
Just for very short amounts of time.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
There's no actual making.
But holy crap, the strength of these aerialists, the strength of these gymnasts, the strength of these guys and ladies. Which was it, the couple where she was holding him up? The couple they showed twice that they were in bed together.
Oh, yeah.
I think she was holding him up, and he had to be, I'll say 160.
All of those people
and it's
pure muscle.
Pure muscle. And then there's one too with the two girls. And she drops her from here and she grabs her with the feet.
And everybody went
there were and her head almost hits the floor. And it's one of the, and then there was the one where she has her feet around the guy's neck while he's on the roller skates.
Yeah.
And he's spinning on the roller skates while she's got her feet with roller skates on them around his neck. And all I kept thinking was, if anything happened here, she is flying straight past everybody. And like, I just, there's definitely some really amazing acrobatics. The fact that it's a topless show, it really doesn't matter.
There was one point that both of us went, oh, I didn't even notice that they were topless.
Nope. Because I nudged her to say something, and she said to me, I said, yeah, that's what I was going to say to you. Because again, these ladies were just so strong and so good at what they were doing.
But I think for me, anyways, that was the huge difference between Rouge and Fantasy. Fantasy, it was more, here's a bunch of topless ladies dancing. Other than the one that
with the ropes,
she was amazing and so
silks.
Fit. Yes, but the others, it was more, they were dancing topless.
And pillow fighting.
Was not. This was not a topless show. It was a gymnast and acrobats who were frequently topless. So it was very, very different. And there were many men in it, which to me made
it's half and half. I think there's 9 of each. 9 men, 9 women.
It made it so it wasn't about, hey, they're topless. It's just, here they are doing these.
But it was
ridiculous.
The host was good. He came around and he was asking everybody's fantasy. It was a good thing for her that he didn't get around to me. I did get around to the guy to the left of us, though, who said his fantasy was her having her twin sister join in.
I keep thinking about that, and I really hope that's an inside joke of theirs.
Yeah.
You know, because it could be.
Yeah.
Because we have inside jokes that if other people heard, they'd be like, what in the world? But it's just...
That couple is older than us. They may have been together 35 years.
It could very, very well be just a joke they have between each other.
But he didn't get to me, which is a good thing, because I had something planned, and I even told her after, and she's like... And I'm like, yeah, well, I was going to say it. I was going to say it right into the mic. I don't care. But, so it is... It's funny because... the thing that made me laugh too was he said, you know, name your favorite position. And that one girl behind, she couldn't scream it fast enough. Doggy! She's just screeching it. And you could tell it caught him off guard too, because she just immediately, like she came in, I know he's going to ask this question and I'm ready. And she was just so excited. But yeah, it was a good show. There's some corny humor in it because it's a Vegas show. It would be wrong without the corny humor. But again, the hosts just absolutely fantastic, and everybody in the show are so funny, in shape.
But they were also really they could be in a circus.
His strength when he had her sitting just on his feet, and then
flipping her.
There were at least two of them that are ballet trained.
Oh, I think several.
At least two that I can remember.
The men and the women.
Because there was the one that she did the pointed toe right on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And then did she do it on his head, too?
Yes. He had a piece. That was the hosts. The hosts she did on point on his head. And then
So, again, maybe showing my age here, but you have a topless woman dancing, and all I was looking at was her feet, because she was... That, like, just the idea of putting all my weight on one toe, no, that's a no for me. And just, she was so well trained, and it's such a good show. The part with the girl with the glass too. That was fantastic. I think, like, you know, the champagne glass with the water. It's that kind of thing. It's something that's been done, but the way she did it was fantastic. Yeah. And I think that was her only part in the show.
Yes.
I didn't see her before or after until the very end when they all came out.
Right. Same with, like, the really strong guys.
They were out there together.
To be there for that one.
And the one guy,
the smaller one.
The one guy's down on the floor with his arms here, and he's got one guy on each arm, and you can just see his arms shaking. Dear Lord, I couldn't hold up two cats. At this point in my life, if you put shadow here and pixel here, I'm done. I couldn't do it. I just, you know, I was absolutely floored. So it is a really good show that happens to be about sex, that happens to have that theme in there. But that to me was part of it. But we gasped out loud a lot.
Yeah, there were a lot of... They're very, very talented people.
Because I got us one of the VIP tables, because the price for the back was $59. The price for one of the VIP seats was $88, and I thought, well, for the extra $29, we'll have more room. We won't have to worry about being on an outside seat or an inside seat. I always like to be on the aisle seats. I'm funny that way. Anytime we go to a hockey game, I always make sure we have aisle seats.
They were walking around and stuff, too.
And they were walking around, and some of the most beautiful people I've ever seen in my life, both the men and the women. They were absolutely beautiful people. If there aren't numerous couples somehow, and again, I mean, there's no guarantee they're all straight, of course. But if there's straight people, it'd be kind of hard being that close not to say, you know, we should at least go for a drink. With that thing we did on stage, that was fun. We should at least go for a drink.
But they're professional performers.
Yeah, there's the professional performers
performing.
But I know if I was performing with somebody, I'm in my underwear and they're in their underwear, and I'm spinning them around on my finger like this, and I'd be like, you know, can I buy you a beer? At least a beer. You know, I'll bring along a harness. We'll be fine. I'll make sure, I'll bring along a spotter. This is Bill. You know him from the show. He'll spot us. Everything will be fine. Because, man, it's just that show was really good. So tonight we're watching Penn and Teller at the Rio. One thing we found out when we got the Uber to this show was the Rio is an easy trip from here, but by Uber, so it should be cheap. Because you noticed that we had to go around the Rio to get out here.
Yeah.
And so there's that show, and then did you book the drag brunch?
Mm-hmm.
That's for tomorrow?
Yep.
And then we're doing the brunch buffet today at MGM?
Yep.
MGM Grand.
Yes.
Not
the one that's closer to us, not the one on the end across from New York.
Yeah, this is MGM Grand here, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Which is because if somebody says I'll meet you at MGM, somebody says I'll meet you at MGM, you have to say which one, Park MGM or MGM Grand. They're completely different. Park MGM is huge. It is cavernous. Bellagio's pretty.
You can get lost in.
Like lengthwise, Bellagio is really big, but it's not as tall. But yeah, it's just MGM Grand is just ridiculous. Or Grand, yeah. Anyways, it's easy to mix the two up. Is my point. But yeah, so we're gonna be doing that today, and of course, some wandering around, probably some more shopping. I should try to find something for my mother while we're here. You should find something for your mother while we're here.
I have something for my mom already.
So. But yeah, so we got pictures taken after the show last night. We've been taking tons of pictures while we've been here. Those, of course, go up on social media and all that. And so, yeah. Again, it's a lot of fun being here. We're here until we leave on Sunday, but it already feels like we've done a lot while we've been here, which is good. I think, really, to enjoy Vegas, you plan out about half of what you're going to do, and then you leave yourself open for other stuff. So tonight it's Penn and Teller, and then tomorrow you booked O. Mm-hmm. So tomorrow we're going to O, which is right at the Bellagio, not far from where we are. So that all works out. All right. Thank you guys so much for all your support. The channel just passed 21,000 subscribers. So thank you, each and every one of you. I would imagine most of them are from the hockey channel. I know this, but hey, a subscriber is a subscriber, and that's all fine. But yeah, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Again, I cannot recommend Rouge enough. Absolutely fantastic show. But if sex discussions make you uncomfortable, it may not be the show for you.
If that makes you uncomfortable.
It's not a shy show.
But if you're okay with human bodies, you're not offended by bodies.
And I mean, you've got 3 kids, and I had a kid before I met you. So clearly, at some point in time, we decided, people are cool. So, anyways, there you go. Thank you guys so much for all your support. It means a lot. I will talk to you again soon.